how's it going? Happy Tuesday. I can't sing my good morning song because it's not good morning. It's in the afternoon. I know. It's crazy late. I'm late for my stream, and it's not my fault. We didn't have any power, so let me check my sound. Oh, did you hear the rooster? Okay. Well, hi, I'm Mammy, and this is the Mammy Mushrooms channel, and this is PixelArt. So, welcome to my PixelArt channel. Normally, I stream at 10 a.m., and it is currently 1:09 p.m. my time. Big storm, no power. The rest is self-explanatory. Wow, look at that. All right, so it's Tuesday. We're here to do some pixel art, and it is, oh man, I'm going to tidy up. Tidy up means run around and work on things that need work on the pixel arts. That's tidy up. If you happen, I need to turn my game sound down. If you happen to watch us during a hodgepodge, that's creative build. So tidy up is basically hodgepodge. We are going to come back to that crown and work on that crown just a little bit. But we need to do some tidy up on our very last pixel art. We need to finish it up a little bit, which is the chest and the crown, or the chest and the sword. Just over here by the gold golem. Right here. And this is actually the most fun of the pixel art process for me. And so, oh, can you tell we're by the water? You hear the waves flowing, all of that. Okay, so I have worked a little bit on it. You can see that I've put in some of the smooth sandstone. And the one thing that I'm going to do next is in the tidy up is I have a light, but I need just clean belt, clean belt. Keep the bed. Okay, keep the bed because if it gets too much, you get weathers. So it's always good to sleep even if you're in creative. And I am in light and dark cycle right now because I want to see what things look like. So, okay, when this goes dark, it's dark. It's not lit up. So I'm going to run around and do two things to start off with. I'm going to go in the areas where there are diamonds and probably just replace one or two of the diamonds. Not all. But in my opinion, the light is casting this way. And so I want, or excuse me, the light is casting this way because you see the dark and then the light of the sword. So I'm going to light everything up on this side of the sword. Let's start here. Calm down. And I'm kind of randomly throwing it, but I'm also thinking, okay, where's the light going to hit if the light source is coming up? And now we got the brightest light source right here. And then, of course, it tends to just get lost. That's probably good. And the brightest light source is right there, so we're going to make that the lightest when it lights up at night. Okay. And I've also been going around and taking out all the 19s. These are number 19s. And replacing them with light. They're pretty, but they might as well just be, you know, bright white for the shine, of course. And if I come across any more, there's some more right here. This is really going to be lit up because we're also going to replace or put lights behind all of this as well. Okay. And now I'm going to just take a section. This is something that I'll do over time. I've already done this section. You can see it is lit and this section is not lit. So basically it's just a hit, a replace. So I'm removing each and every one. Oops. Adding a light. And then putting it back. So in survival mode, this, and I am doing this in my crown in survival mode, is the hardest process because I'm sourcing the block. Let me tell you. Oh my gosh. I did that backwards. Honey block takes, I think it's 4 bottles of honey to make 1 honey block. And then you can't just throw it out like this and then replace it when you're going to put light behind. So you have to plan all that out. Sorry, I just got some rewards points. And take a drink. I apologize. I didn't even move my mic out of the way. Okay, so you can see the difference between the lit honey block and the unlit. We'll do just another little section here because I know this is kind of super boring. But this is also part of Tidy Up. This is part of finishing up pixel art for me. It's also the most fun because it's all freehand. Ooh, so this is my little room. I'm going to have to come in here and put a throw block. So in here are, yeah. And I just let them accumulate. Oh, look, this guy's got one on his back. It's cute. I just let them accumulate, and then generally I come in it from here. Open the door and let them come out at me. And it's just another way to gain experience points. So whenever I find these, I do try and utilize them. We play in survivor mode, so... you guys, come on. Getting in and out of here is a little tricky, and actually what I'm going to do is build stairs down here that go down and come out the keyhole. Yeah, so actually the entrance to that spawner will be through this keyhole. You'll come flying in here and you'll enter probably 2 big black dark oak doors that'll be right here, and then you'll walk up the stairs to that spawner, and then I can get rid of the doors that are there, and it's not such an awkward intake. I had planned on having stairs come through the keyhole to begin with, so okay. So once again I need a throw light or a throw block, since that's a room. Well, now you know where all the burrs are coming from. Okay, so same thing. I'll close this off. And to even hide this more, I could just go like this. So that when you come in here, you just have to, you're flying in, and you land. But it doesn't bother me that they're seeing, but it might bother some people. So you can eliminate it, hide it very easily. This sand is going to come out more than it does. Okay, I'm just going to do this little block right here. Looks like I've started a little bit. I've done that. Nice. So the keyhole is just going to be gigantically lit. And I love that. It's starting to get dark. And as soon as it gets dark, we'll see what it looks like. And then we'll head off to the next pixel art. Tidy up. Better. So much better. And this is what I'm going to do on that crayon, only I'm going to do it with the green slime balls that you get from those bouncy things from the nether. Or in deep caves. Those green things, those green blobs. They drop those and you can make green square jellies out of them. Now, this looks out of place to me, doesn't it? Don't think that was supposed to be there. I don't know. Maybe there should be more rather than not so much. So it's getting dark. I do one thing here. We'll just make that band even bigger. Put some more light. There we go. Okay, let's swing back and see what it looks like at dark. Oh, it's nice. It's nice. You can see that we need some literal lights up here. So come up here and throw one or two. Good. And the same thing over here. You can see that it's really dark in this area. No worries. You hear the waves crashing. Same thing here. I'm gonna throw a little here. This should be going this way because the light's actually shining down that way. I tend to make my light shine out that way. It's just because I'm right-handed, probably. Okay, looks good. See, that keyhole is going to be just, it's going to just be perfect. I think that'll be a great place to land and then hike up to my little room. Very good. I'm going to continue this little corner down here. Even though it has the honey block, some of this is going to get just flat out replaced with light. And then let's just do a couple. Eventually, every single one will be filled in this way. And you can do it while you're putting it in, but when you're calling block, it can get really confusing. So I tend to just wait. Not everybody wants to light their honey block either. Everybody has different colors. So I wait till the end so you can see the difference. You can also see how much light it puts down on the ground. Okay, so we're dark right here. You see that nice little shadow that's being cast. Well, hell, let's just take advantage of that natural, oops, casted shadow. Here. We continue it up one more. Okay, good. It's coming along. I'm going to accentuate this little corner, this little line right here. Very good. All right, I think that's good enough for now. We've got a general lighting all around, except for not here. Not here. And we've got us a poor little stuck. He's just stuck, man. He's just stuck. There. Go. Be free. It just sounds just like my dog whining. It's so funny. Okay, that's it helped light that up a little bit. I'm gonna just go underwater here. Real quick. Replace these 19s. That helps. All right, let's move on. Moving on. It looks good. So now that the king is quite wealthy, we're going to, I love the look of this emerald at night, lit up. We're going to do some bling to here because the stripe going up is pretty fancy. I like it. So he's so wealthy that we can do some more. I'm going to come in here and make another little bit of light. You can see that these honey blocks also have not been replaced behind. And it'll make a huge difference as you go up the stairs. Now these are steps, which means it goes back one each time instead of straight up and down, which is so you'll see that light like that even more drastically. I can see that it's really dark down here, but I can see a natural little light right there. So all I'm going to do is replace those two like that and look around and see where else do I see that. And I see that being cast down like that. So I'll replace that one, that one. And then the same thing, I see a cast being cast down from the natural light of this. So I'm just going to accentuate it 3 times, like so. Good. So all the honey block on here, on this one still needs to be done. So I'm just going to come up here and do 5, okay? Just 5, no filled 5. So I could do this 2 ways. Because it's step design, I could put the light here and then put the honey block on it. But either way, you'll see it. So I think I'm going to go like that. Okay, that's 3. Tedious work. There's 5. Easy peasy. Okay. So imagine once I get all the honey block lit up on this one, how cool that will be. I know. this one I don't have to do too much to. I already have all the honey block lit up behind, which you can tell makes a huge difference. Look at how lights up. But one of the things that I wanted to do was replace a little bit of this green. It looks kind of flat to me with that slime block that I was just talking about. Where is that? Sorry. Oh, sun's coming up. There it is. Slime block. Okay, so this purple is signifies the king and queen. So basically this is the story of King York and Queen Vincenza. And basically they both lived in their own, kingdom. This is Queen Vincenza and her father. They then traveled through lots of land, basically to come to, and then also King York traveled to come to a meeting of all the kings, and that's where they met. He was there with his father because he was supposed to take over his father's kingdom when his father passes. Instead, they met, they fell in love, they left, they traveled as regular people. These signify people. And came up 5B. This signifies the grandiose rise up to this mountain. And they turned into king and queens. He was always going to be a king. She was also of kind of royalty. So I'm going to come up here and I'm going to accentuate this a wee bit like this. And then I'm going to go on the back side. Put light. I'm going to come down here as well. Because I want to signify that this is the two of them beginning the hike up 5B before they became king and queen. The purple signifies king and queen. The red signifies, just normal people. Okay. This is King York and his dad, King York. Or this is actually the Prince York and King York at the time. And so this is their coat of arms. And originally I had something else here, but I didn't like it. Okay, so people can come down in here and enjoy themselves. Generally, there's workers here, and I have no idea where all the people went. My best guess is something came out and killed them all. Because they're all gone. There used to be a lot of dudes running around here. And I probably just got them all killed by being awake at night. And staying over there by the crown. Yeah, I see nobody left. Nobody. Oh, man. I killed all my dudes. It happens. Okay, so this is, I believe, lit all the way down here as well. Yes. This is good to me. I'm absolutely fantastic with it. I call this one finished. The only thing that isn't finished is the perimeter of the pixel art. And that can be done in castle design. So we're going to move on from this one. And we're going to go right back over to the crown in which we started the stream. So this is the Arc of the Castles. If you're not familiar with my streaming, Pappy and I are building all these mini castles that go around this caldera. And so eventually this will just be filled with with mini castle, mini castle, mini castle. This is the King and Queen's mini castle. And it sits in front of the crown, which is for the glory of the gladiators, basically. The Colosseum is over there. You can see we can sleep hundreds, thousands maybe. And we also have a bedding field here. And then people actually live in these, but it's only wealthy. And so everybody sees the crown. This is the back side of the crown. And I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm going to go around and replace pretty much that color. Because the crown is, so dark at night. And I don't like it. I want it to be lit up much more than it is. This will do that. And then eventually, I think I'm going to kind of enclose it all so it actually looks like a crown from both sides. But we have to finish. No more tidy up on it. Okay, looks good, looks good. Coming down. I'm not going to replace all of these because I want this to remain a little bit darker than the top. But the top, man, I just want it to just be just like a candlestick, almost. A little bit more down here, but not too much. Same thing. Okay, now I got to go and put light behind all of them. So yeah, imagine source. This is the crown that I built in my survival mode. And I am in the process of replacing all of these with the slime block. So it's taken some time, but I have the crown itself built, and I have the crown itself built with mostly main material, but there are a few sub-materials in there, meaning they'll eventually be replaced as I collect other product. Because it's, one, hardcore in survivor mode. You don't just have everything at your will like you do in creative like this, as you all know. And so, oh my gosh. But that's the fun of the game for me, is collecting enough material and surviving, because I play hardcore. Surviving enough to okay, I can see from the back that I don't have a whole lot of light up here. It's surviving enough to collect the material. So I am going to go through and replace other color with the slime block as well. Not all of it, just the top stripes here. It's getting dark. So we'll see how much improved this is. And then we'll move on. Okay. I like that a lot. And then the same thing here. I want this to shine at night. So it is two colors that I'm replacing, but that's okay. We'll see what it looks like. Oop. Okay. Let's go around and see what it looks like. Oh, I messed out on this. And then we'll move on to the next pixel art. So now I can look at it and I can see by the light behind it that I do have the towers lit of the crown. All right, let's go see. Oh, I see a couple of honey block that are unlit. Oh man, that's gonna light that up so much more. So I see one little error here. I see 4 honey block here, or 4 slime block there on that main crown. And to me it looks a little off, even though the pattern calls for it. I'm not gonna let it be that way. Let's see what it looks like. Yeah, I do like that better. Just looks better to me. In addition, I'm going to replace this whole column right here. And now I have to go light it. Here comes the moon. Well, it's going to make a huge difference. Let's see if I can squeeze in here. Okay, let's go see. Oh man, I like that so much better. Hell yeah. Or heck yeah. So you can see the difference that the slime block makes in it. This is my favorite part. Even though the crown sits on black, it's awfully dark down there. So we're going to just highlight just a few little highlights here and there. And I'm going to call it that the light is shining up this way. If light is shining, just because it looks like I've already kind of started that way. So let's just go ahead and replace one of those. One of those. That's better. Okay, let's move on. So we're going to go over the Arc of the Castles. And we're going to come down to this pixel art area that, oh man, I've been working on this one for a while. Make it go light. And we're actually going to work on the dragon. So let's see what he looks like in the dark. I have him throwing actual fire. But I'm going to work on this just a little bit. He's awfully dark. You can see that. So I'm going to go to light and we're going to start.
Set the time to 259-3000.
Okay, so this is another pixel art that is different than all the rest of them because it's not step design up, nor is it straight up and down. I was trying to get depth with this guy. So you can see down here how I've kind of gabled this out, or cable brought it out in its own stair. It was fun. It wasn't any harder to do. I just make your grid lines. Okay, so I'm going to continue this white light around for him. I have not tidied up him since I finished him, and it's been bugging me. So I'm going to come around. He's kind of got these scales. You can see these scales on him. And I want to highlight, if I can, the movement of his scales. So I'm just going to fly around here and eyeball where I think it should be highlighted. I wish they had a red see-through block like they do a green and a yellow. That'd be really cool. Okay, I'm going to go a couple more. I'm going to make the light be shining across his face simply because he's throwing out fire. So I'm going to make it look like the light goes up his face. And an easy way to do that is probably just replace these orange blocks. Right, that'll look much better at night. You'll be able to see so much more. And the same thing down here, I noticed it was awfully dark. So I'm going to come down here and, I was unsure about these pattern things in the beginning. So if you ended up using them and didn't like them, you could simply just replace them all with light. But I kind of ended up liking them. So from far away, they give a scaled pattern look, especially if they're in a conglomerate together. I really like that. Okay, let's go on this side, see where we're at. I'll do a few down here. I can tell that's going to be really dark at night. And now, because he's kind of writhing and his light basically is over there, I'm going to have it kind of look like the light is going to hit these outstretched corners. So just going to go right up this wall. And I'll pick a spot where it's like really brilliant, which we'll call that right here. Like so. And then continuing up the wall, just flashes of light would be hitting. So at night that will be accentuated, and that's what I want. Put one more right here. Okay, I'll call that good. And then I'm going to do this main one over here as well. This guy is like a 10,000 block. Yeah, he was 10,000 block or close to it. So I'm going to look at where is that main light coming from that, and it would probably be cascading down even more. So I'm just going to make this be my main light area. Oops. Sorry about that. That sound, man. So the light would be less and less as it went up from the fire down there. But it's still cascade. It's still cascade up this way. So you could still fly up and make that happen. Okay, good. That's going to look really good at night. And then right here underneath his chin, I notice is still really, really dark. But I don't want to take away that from him, so I'm just going to go low. And I'll light down here and see if it will shine up. I'm hoping it will. I probably need to put one or two more. It might be too far away. We'll see. So you can see in this one I stacked 2 back. So if my grid went to 10 this way, but I don't know what happened here. I'll fill this in. Something must have happened. Some sand must have fallen or something. So if you decide to do pixel art this way, your 10 grids are still exactly 10 in between. And this is considered like one spot, but you have to fill it back twice. It's a little bit confusing. It really was. Okay. Okay, one more look. I like it. So I'm going to fill in the fire. That's kind of bothering me every time I go. It looks like he's spitting it out of his mouth, which I really like. And you have to use the nether or an unburning wood, or it will just all burn up. Same thing with you can do the same thing with this that you do with water. You can pull it in on fire. It should go over the top. There we go. That's what I want. And you can just drag it. So I'm going to get rid of that. Same thing. I'm going to come down here and drag it. It should go over the top as well. Just like water, it just goes slower. Right, well, it's not pulling as easy as I thought it was going to pull, but I could just also just get lava. I guess that'd probably be easiest. I'll just pour it. Okay. I just want it to be more, not so much like spittle and actually like fire bursts. That's the best you can get with this. It'd be really cool if they had fire though, wouldn't it? Like, I mean, like, I tried a fire. Like, I tried putting fireplaces in here or log the fire. It just didn't look good. It looks silly. Okay. That should clear it all in, and I like that. That looks so much better. I do need to make it look like he's got a little bit of spittle of fire coming down here. I'll do that one. And you can see the accentuation in his face now at night. See, we still have some darkness there. But look at how that powered up that. So all I'm going to do is come in here and put just a few more right behind his eye, because I think that that's, you know, where the shine of his eye would be. And then we're moving on. It's night already. Time is up. So, like I said before, tidy up is very much like hodgepodge. It's tidy up for a little bit more here. Yeah, I like that. And we'll leave this dark. This is part of his mouth that you just don't know where it's at. Oh my gosh, it could kill you at any minute. Last thing I want to do is I want to make these accentuated very like, oh no, this is coming. So I want you to see this. Like I said, I wish it could get red. So I'm going to light these up. There would be residual light from the fire down below. Okay. And the last one up here. And I will continue building that. I'm not going to do this today. So the pattern ends. Oh man. I think the pattern ended clear over here. And I'm just slowly moving him back. Slowly making my own scales and moving him back onto this sand bank here and connecting with this. But I haven't had a whole lot of time. So just making them one scale at a time like this. So now I'll make another scale that fills in here and continue drawing it until his mane is really full right here. But that's all I'm going to do for right now. We're going to move on. I like it. Okay, I'm going to keep this part dark because I really don't want you to know where does his jaw end. How big is his mouth? He's dangerous. But I don't like how dark that is. So I'm going to flick some more light up from his eye, starting kind of here and go up. And then that'll be it. A little bit more up right here. It's still too dark. Look at all those dudes up there. Because it's way too dark up here. Okay. Much better. Much better. That scale looks tiny in comparison, so I'm going to have to really drastically make his scales bigger. Alright, this is still dark under here. I don't like it. So I'm going to come down here at the bottom of his mouth, light it up in one last attempt to see if we can't get this kind of lit down here. I could put this here. Oh, I can't, not with the sand. The sand will just drop. Don't build with sand, man. Alright, that's better. See how it's got a little bit of light shining up there? I'm cool with that. I like that. Alright, let's move on. So, one of the things is she's super dark at night. And I don't necessarily want to put more light in her face. So I'm going to quick make just some like post lights for her. Not a lot. They would just be kind of, eventually this will all be kind of seating up here. So we're just going to kind of go up around her with 3 like that. And that should begin to really light her face up. So once again, I'm not going to bore everybody with doing this, but I'll do 5. There's 2. See how that helps? And they'll just be all around her head. Like a halo, because she's Queen Vincenza. She is the queen, after all. It was pretty dark. Sorry about that. All right, so I pull back so you can see how that's going to really help. Go to light.
Set the time to 261-7000.
And then during the day, it won't look like anything unusual. It'll look like just little sparkles around her, like she's got glitter coming off of her or something. So, very good. Her eyes could be a little bigger as far as I'm concerned. And I could highlight her hair a whole lot more than it is. So let's just do that real quick. Put a couple of really strong highlights for her. So I'm going to decide where the light's coming from. And I think with her, I decided it was coming from below. So therefore, all these little tiny bottoms of her hair is what's going to be lit up. So I'm going to just quick like run and throw 20 or 30 block, and then we'll be done with her. Her tidy up is going to take a long time. We're just barely getting started on her. And right around her eyes. Let's make her eyes really be lit and accentuated with her hair. That'll light up her eyes a lot. And come down here and do this one. And we can make even bigger curls out for her as well. And I'm going to also just swing it up here like so. And then on this side as well. Even though I consider this side more shadow, we'll put this front part. And then let's go highlight the other eye. And even though her hair is covering up a lot of this eye, I'm going to make the other eye a little bit bigger. Just because I want a little bit more color than not color to come in for her. Okay. See, she's kind of squinting a little bit, and I'm okay with that on this eye because her hair is in her eye. But we're going to bring this down just, I'm going to see what it looks like. So I'm going to copy this in case I don't like it and I can repair it. I don't like it. We're just going to leave her squinting. Yeah, we'll just leave her kind of squinting the way she is. We'll just make it a little bit wider like we did. A little bit of highlight over here, and then I think we're going to move on from her. Yeah. I like that her eyes are a little bit bigger. There's something a little funky about that eye, and I think it might be the way I've lit it up. So I'm going to come in here and change where the light of the eye is. I'm going to actually put it there and see what that looks like. I like that better. Yeah, I like that better. And so I've said this every single time I work on her. She's never do step design when you're trying to do like a face or a person. A face especially. Because you can see as I rise with her, look how beautiful she looks and how more childlike she looks. And you can even rise enough to make her look almost alien, like a big head. And then rising down, there's just this perfect little point. But once you get to where her chin starts enlarging and her forehead starts getting small, she becomes more manly. And it's always something I've not liked about this pixel art. So in order to view her in her most precious form, you have to be up high or flying. So I don't recommend building a face. You can see that down from this form, she's still beautiful. I mean, you can tell that there's beauty in there, but it's not flattering. So I would stick to things like crowns and coat of arms and stuff like that. Okay, let's move on. Now the base of this is, I guess sneeze. Hold on. Okay, I'm back. Wow, I apologize. That came on quick. So this whole area is going to be like an entertainment area. That's how come there's so much pixel art. And then so this all down here is for people who are here drinking and partying and enjoying themselves. And this is King York. This is done with freehand, so it's not as perfect as everything else. And where they're going to come in at is right here. So this is going to end up being another way that you enter the castle. Which is on the queen's side. Look how tiny this little boat is. So people will come in here, they'll meander in here, they'll introduce, probably this will be a greeting area, there'll be a king and queen seat here. Then they'll walk up into what is called the courtyard area where all this pixel art is. And this is where all the partying's going to go on. And there's no places to there's no housing here. Notice that? So anybody who's in here walking around, partying, going from cabana to cabana, I still have to put couches and stuff in here. Talking to all the people sitting around the water. So think of medieval days. There'll be thousands of people here. Thousands. And as they're eating and drinking, they'll be looking at all the pixel art and appreciating it. The only place really to take a nap or sleep is in these little areas. So that means at some point I have to make a hike up to the housing. And the only thing I have is this little staircase right here. Okay, it's getting dark, so let's just kind of peruse around and see what this is going to look like. While we wait, I'm going to go ahead and light this stem. It's not nearly what I want. See this emerald? I'm going to just copy the emerald. I'm going to come down here. And I miscalculated. I don't know if you noticed that. I did not do this on purpose, but it worked out okay. Comes down into like as if it's in water. And I'm cool with that. I like that. Okay, but I'm going to highlight this. It's just way too dark. Just while we wait for it to get dark. I like that much better. and then just a little bit up on this side. And then we'll go back, look at the queen, and then we'll move on. We're going to the big dragon, and then I'm gonna have to quit. It's kind of fun doing the stream late. I see there's no light here, so I've got to throw some kind of light. There. Same thing over here. 0. Much better. I like that so much better. It was just too cartoony like it is right here. I mean, it's still cartoony, but it looks better. Just go ahead and light this. And I wouldn't be surprised that if you threw, let's experiment, if you threw light underneath that emerald, that you might get it. No. Nope. I don't think so. I was thinking that it might get some ambient light from it. So I'm just kind of going up the stem here. I just don't like how dark it is. Okay, a little bit of light right here. That's it. And we'll move on. Still much work to do here. I have a lot more work that I want to do on these rose heads. I want to cause a lot more shadow, but I need to do that with the redstone lamps, and that takes a while to manipulate. All right, I can hear those things creeping around me. I need to get out of here. Looks much better. It's got much more light on her face. Her crown could use a lot more work, but you can see the little lights going around are going to really help. This side's awfully dark. Okay, let's move on. Oh, wow, he looks like he has the measles or the mumps. That might be too much. I don't know. That might be too much. We'll see. All right, moving on. This is the king's brother, or the queen's brother, I'm sorry. And it's a very simple pixel art. It's not very, it wasn't very hard to do. It can be, you can easily copy it. But one of the things that really bothers me are these supposed stones that he's standing on. I'm going to day.
Set the time to 264-1000.
I'm okay with the simplicity of the knight. This is the knight that died fighting the dragon over there that's breathing the fire in the lore. I'm just going to light him up a little bit. He needs some bling. He needs bling, man. That's pretty dull colors. And that's why he has kind of like a halo around his head, because he is dead in the lore. And he was killed by that dragon. And the reason why that dragon is there is to, it's not homage, it's to never forget. So that's why he's so backlit, is because he's of honor. But he did kill the dragon. Okay, so these stones really bother me. And they bother me because I feel like they're too tall. And I could just see him rather sitting on, I don't know, a solid platform rather than these stones. They just don't look real to me. Or they don't look like stones. And so it's something that's really bothered me. And I'm just going to quick like do instead of a separation, I don't want them to look like they're separated. I want them to look, no, just kind of like one big, so all I'm doing is using copy. So you can point at something if you have it set and hit copy, and it'll copy whatever you're pointing at it. It's in your settings if you like it. I love it. I use it all the time. Yeah, I think it'll look better once I get rid of this line. So I'm just going to come here, copy, kind of getting rid of the black line. That's all I'm doing. Kind of just making a continuation of something that's bothered me for a long time. Every time I fly over here, it bothers me that these stones look so fake. But that's better. Oh, that looks like stop. Stop. Oh man, I am going to stop because you know what? I could put me... Okay, I am going to quit here. I have got some really cool inspiration. I'm going to go ahead and put his name here down here. So I'm not going to work anymore on that. All right, well, let's go on all the way up to the top of the Queen's Towers. I don't ever recommend building this high either because you're constantly dealing with clouds coming in. And, God, that's hard. It's so hard. All right. Well, it was really fun to stream late. I never get to do this. I'm kind of glad the power went out. So happy to see you. I see I have one visitor. I would love for you to say hi to me. Nobody ever watches, so thanks for watching. And Les Abellas, I want to know who you guys are. Please come say hi. In addition, I want to say thanks for watching my Instagram account. Oh my gosh, that account has just exploded. So, time to say goodbye. Have a good day. See you on Thursday for hardcore. It's going to be a good one. I'm going to go for that really rare achievement, the Bleeding Heart achievement in the Pale Oak Forest. Let's hope I don't die. If I do, I lose my world. But I'm going for it anyway. All right. Have a good night. Sleep tight. Bye.